my friends, how you doing today? I am doing well, and I am titling this video, I think, like you don't own anything, or you will not own anything, something to that nature, because I want to talk about streaming services and how they're pretty much doing us in.
You should have saved me some.
I think that the physical media world is getting a little strange, and I want to talk a little bit about it. Okay, I want to talk a little about it, and this is where I'm gonna start. Now, I brought this thing out because I want to show you something and tell you a little story. This is a little story. Ready? This is my Rocky Horror Picture Show graded Beckett VHS tape, and the reason why I brought this out is the first two VHS tapes I've ever owned when I started becoming a physical media collector was Top Gun was number one. Me and my wife went to go pick that up. We were dating at the time, and we went to go pick that up at it was at a Blockbuster Video. And then this movie right here was on the counter of the video place for the longest time. They wanted like $75 for this when it first came out. This right here was a big deal. Okay, for some reason, Rocky Horror Picture Show was like taboo. Okay, and nobody had a copy of it, and nobody could get it, and then all of a sudden it was released on physical media on this VHS, which is very special to me because it's actually red on the bottom. You can see on the bottom there, it is red. And I remember looking up at this, as a younger person, and asking my father, I'm like, hey, what's this movie with the lips and everything? He's like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. And then when I got old enough to be able to purchase things, whatever, the first thing I bought was Top Gun. Second thing I bought was the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and this has been my favorite musical forever. Okay, this is a Halloween thing where me and my wife, we go with the kids, and we've gone for years and years and years to go see the shadow cast do the Rocky Horror Picture Show in front of the movie and interact and throw the toast and throw the rice and throw the cards, and it's a whole event, and I absolutely love it. It's one of my most favorite things to do during the Halloween season. So yeah, I needed to get this cool graded as a symbol of physical media, of why I collect physical media. It started here. Okay, so I couldn't get a Top Gun one, and I really didn't want to get a Top Gun one, to be perfectly honest, because Top Gun really isn't one of my favorite movies. I prefer a Rocky Horror Picture Show, so that's why I went with this. But if you ask my wife, she'll tell you right away. She'll be like, I'll say the first physical media I ever had. She'll be like Top Gun. But yeah, so I got this, and I thought this was kind of cool. And you probably think it's kind of cool. It is graded and everything. So I mean, this is the only VHS tape graded that I actually paid for and bought, because it means something to me. It means that this is a symbol of the day I started collecting. This is when I started collecting. So I put that down there very gently. So yeah, I started with that physical media, started with the VHS tapes, and my collection was unbelievable. I mean, I'm talking thousands and thousands of VHS tapes. I had a room that was just wall-to-wall VHS tapes, and what happened was when DVDs came out, I started bringing them to my local FYE, and I started cashing them in for store credit so I can upgrade from VHS to VHS to DVD. Unfortunately, they were giving me hardly anything for the VHS tape. So I'm kind of that's the only thing I'm really kicking myself about now. So you guys that are collecting DVDs right now, hang on to your DVDs, because I have a feeling that you're going to, like, if you get rid of your DVDs and you upgrade to Blu-ray or upgrade to 4K, you're going to be kicking yourself, because sometimes you lose the features. Sometimes you lose the cover art. Sometimes, I'll tell you right now, to me personally, I think 4Ks, especially the Steelbooks, have the worst cover art ever. I cannot stand 4K Steelbook cover art. I just think that it loses. I love nostalgia. I love the original covers. I love to be able to see what I saw in the movie theater up on the marquee. That's my thing. When I walked into the movie theater and I saw the posters on the wall, that's what I want on the cover of my Blu-ray or my 4K or my DVD. So, but that's just me. You be you, and you collect your little metal cases or whatever that scratch and stuff, because you're gonna be able to cash them in for metal later on if everything goes wrong. So, what I am noticing is the prices of media are definitely going up. Okay, and nobody likes to talk about it. Nobody's saying anything. I'm noticing all my regular YouTube people that I love to watch, they're buying this stuff, but they're not talking about how much they're paying for this stuff. They're not saying, hey, listen, I realize that I'm paying like $10 more than what I was paying like last year. Or I'm paying $20 more for a box set, $40 more for a box set. That, I mean, even like the physical media, meaning the CD box sets, what was once $50 is now $250. That's a $200 mock-up from what once was. You know what I mean? That's crazy. But I will let you know that also, if you look on eBay, the value of your collection is also growing. So if you still have your DVDs, you may very well have some gems in there. If you got your Blu-rays, you might have some super gems in there too. Some of the stuff, I mean, I'm talking in the hundreds. You know, maybe even close to $1,000 for certain titles. If you have something that's really rare and something that somebody really wants, because the bottom line is, if you are just streaming from a streaming platform, you own nothing. Okay? They decide what you watch, when you watch it, how you watch it, what channel you watch it. And I wanted you to think about how many streaming services you own. I sat down the other day and I'm like, how many streaming services am I paying for? You know, I stopped cable because I didn't want to pay the ridiculous cable prices. But then I'm looking at my streaming services and I'm like, wow, I don't even like watching streaming services because they buffer and freeze. And I got a little story about that in a second, but it's not a pleasurable experience to stream. I mean, I usually have no problem streaming YouTube, which is very strange. I don't know why, and maybe you can comment below why YouTube is the only streaming platform that I can stream on my TV that does not buffer. But when it comes to Hulu, Netflix, Disney Plus, those channels that I'm actually paying for, I'm not paying for YouTube. I'm paying for Disney Plus, I'm paying for Hulu, and I'm paying for Netflix. In the living room, we have minimal problems. In the other rooms, buffering galore. Because I think because in the living room, it's closer to the, what's the thing? The little tower that we have there. The tower that provides us with Wi-Fi and whatever. But the deal is, it shouldn't have to be like that. You know, if you're paying a lot of money for a service, you should be able to enjoy that service. So I got a movie here right here in front of me, and I'm going to tell you what it's kind of. This is a whole physical media, and it will make you understand why it's important to own what you want. Okay, listen. It's important to buy physical media and own it because it belongs to you. If not, you own nothing. Okay, the man, and the reason why I got this one in my hand here is because the quote in the movie is "Damn the man." Okay, damn the man, save the empire. Empire Records. Now, if you've never seen Empire Records, I'm gonna go buy yourself a copy. Listen, let's not be stupid. Okay, go on eBay right now. Go find yourself a copy of Empire Records. Get it on the original DVD, I advise, or this DVD, this Blu-ray. I'm sorry. Or the 2018 Blu-ray, because that is the original theatrical cut. There's also one called the fan cut, which I own on DVD. Sucks. Okay, I hated it. I'm sorry. This is one of the movies where the first time in my life, they did this with Friday too, when they did the extended cut of Friday, where it totally changes the story. And it's not what you remember it to be in a movie theater. It's not what you remember it to be on your paid HBOs or Cinemaxes or whatever. It's not what you remember. Okay, and then what happens is you put it in. You're like, wow, I want to watch this like I nostalgically remember as a kid or as a teen or as a young adult, whatever. And then you put it in. You're like, wow, what the hell am I watching here? They've changed this one in particular. This one is a DVD. It's got a blue cover, kind of like this, but on the top of it says fan something on it, whatever. I do own it, because I bought it because I was like, oh, extra footage put into the movie. I'm all about that stuff, okay? But when it changes the entire storyline and makes it not as good as the original, that was a problem. So what happened with this was, and this is what triggered this whole video, how it's important for you to own something, okay? You need to own something. Because I was lazy last night, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm scrolling through my Hulu and my Netflix, and this happened to be on, I think it was on either Netflix or Hulu. It was on one of those two channels. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to get up. I'm not going to go look for this copy. I'm going to go stream it, and I'm going to watch it, because number one, I wasn't sure if I had the original theatrical version or I still had that silly DVD of the fan one there, and I wanted to see it theatrical. And the theatrical one is 90 minutes long, and the fan-made one is 104 minutes long. I was looking for the 90-minute long one, and I do know that the one on Netflix or whatever is the original. So I put it on, and 15 minutes into the movie, the damn buffering wheel starts coming on, and I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, you know, why? It's literally 2:00 in the morning. No other TV's on in the house. There's nobody on the phones. There's no nothing. So you got to figure my little Wi-Fi tower is just working with just me. It's not working with nobody else in the house. Everything's shut off. Why can't I sit down and just enjoy a movie? I'm paying for this stupid service. Why can't I sit down and enjoy it? So I'm sitting there, let it buffer once, and I'm like, you know what? So you start to, I don't know if you do this, but I do this. I start to play these games in my head. I'm like, okay, If it does it 2 more times, I'm done. I'm gonna shut everything off. I'm gonna legitimately get up and go find my copy. Okay. So yeah, I sit down watching it. Boop 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 and boop 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 boop. And I'm like, that's it. We're done. We're done. Give up. Hands up. I'm done. Streaming services suck. I got to go to my physical media. Thank goodness. Thank goodness that this was like, I was able to find it right away. I put it in my Blu-ray player. I put it in, and I'm going to tell you right now. Now, listen, the streaming service is also supposed to be in 4K quality. I put this in my Blu-ray with my 4K upscaling. I saw no difference, okay? Everybody's all Google and gaga over 4K, 4K, 4K is the best, the best, the best. I don't see it. I still don't see it. You can't persuade me or talk me any differently. To me it's just another fad. Okay, there's probably gonna be a five. It's like the new iPhone. Okay, there'll be a new iPhone next year. And 4K will eventually be 5K or 6K or 7K. Well, I don't even know how it works, but it's a fad. Okay, it's a thing. Like we were happy with the VHS tapes, right? We were happy with our VHS tapes. I mean, maybe we weren't so happy with the having to do the tracking after a while. You watch them so many times that the tapes run out. The rewinding thing was a little bit of a pain in the butt. Yeah, it was a little bit of a pain. We had those push down rewinders. If I'm aging myself, we had those push down rewinders that we could do on the side while we were still watching a movie. This was all a thing. But then when they went to DVD and Blu-ray, we can pick our chapters. We put the discs in right away. As far as the DVDs and Blu-rays go, you put your disc in your player, and literally it goes right to your chapter menus, which are usually high quality chapter menus. Sometimes you get a video, with your chapter. DVDs opening chapters were even better than the Blu-rays. And then Blu-rays were okay. And then 4Ks, they give you nothing. It's literally just, here's the movie, and then here's box, and you decide what you want to do. You want to skip to a section, you want to play it, or whatever. And then everybody's all like, oh, the picture quality is so beautiful. But then you put the Blu-ray in, and you're like, it's the same. Listen, it's the same movie. You know what I mean? It's like, I think we've gotten a little bit spoiled. But then you put in, you try to stream it, and you're going through all of this buffering problems. What a mess. So listen, you need to support physical media. I understand people are like, oh, but it takes up so much space. Yeah, okay, it does. It takes up space. Like literally, this room is wall to wall physical media, and I can't take it all with me. But I'll tell you right now, I plan on enjoying it until it's time for me to go. And I'll tell you, there's not a week that doesn't go by that I don't get a phone call from one of my kids that don't live here with me, that don't say, "Dad, I'm with my boyfriend," or "Dad, I'm with my girlfriend," or Dad, listen, I want to watch this movie or whatever, but I can't find it on a streaming service. No, you can't, because these movies don't exist on streaming services. Some movies are movies that people have just forgotten about. You know what I mean? So it's like, they're like, my daughter the other day, she's like, Dad, I was looking for Princess Bride, or I was looking for, there was a Princess Bride day, there was a Labyrinth day, there was a couple other ones, but I can't find it. I can't. It's not on the station. I can't find. I can't. No, you can't. Oh, can we borrow it? No, you can't borrow it because I don't loan out my stuff. And on top of that, you should listen, you should have learned from your dad to go buy yourself. So if you decide you wanted to move out and you had some favorite movies, you should have sunk the money. And especially movies like Princess Bride, and stuff like that, like Labyrinth, whatever. Those are cheap movies to buy now. You know what I mean? If you buy it on DVD, it's $3, $3 on eBay. Okay, buy it on Blu-ray, it's probably $8 on eBay. Nothing wrong with that. Go do it. Stop building up your own collection of stuff that you could share with your children, and your children could share with their children, and it could be like a whole thing. But some people are just stubborn. They're stubborn, and they want the man. That's why I picked up Empire Records. I was watching Empire Records, and he was like, "Damn the man." He's like, "This guy's the man." You know what the man is right now in my life? The streaming channels. The streaming channels are the man, because they decide that something is no good for you. They're gonna yank it and take it off, and you're never gonna see it again. Go find Clockwork Orange on one of your streaming channels. Go find Caligula on one of your streaming channels. Go find Last House on the Left, or I'll Spit on Your Grave, or one. Listen, it may be there. It might be on like one of those like ones that you don't pay for, but you have to watch the commercial, or it might be edited to all high heaven. That's another thing, is I'm noticing that more and more companies, especially Disney, loves to edit things. Like you put on like a movie that you remember, and you're watching it, and you're like, a song will come on, you're like, that's not the song I remember. Or what happened to that scene? Why is it that they're not carrying pew pews anymore, and they're carrying flashlights on ET. Why is that? Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't understand. You know what I mean? This was a sci-fi movie, but because the world is so crazy nowadays, and they don't want anybody to just obviously they must think that nobody in this world is sane anymore, and we can't handle watching a movie like that, like an ET, where they have to put flashlights and get rid of the other things because they think that we have some kind of problem. Listen, my friends, this is a strange world we live in, but legitimately, yeah. You know, when I was looking for Empire Records last night, I was able to pull it out of my collection, put it in, and I watched it from beginning to end, and I enjoyed it. Okay, it's all about the enjoying of it. Okay, and I got to tell you, you know, you whether it's like I said, if you're a DVD collector, keep collecting the DVDs. They're still making them. Keep buying them. If you like your Blu-rays, if that's your preference, which is my preference, because I've tried the 4K. I've tried to hop on the 4K bandwagon. I've tried the hardest I possibly could. But I got to tell you, I put it in, and yeah, it may be crystal clear, but you're paying a lot of money for something that doesn't bring me nostalgic value. Okay, I got to tell you, if I think that I have some Blu-rays actually that are kind of cool. That I think it was either Toxic Avenger or what, some kind of weird Blu-ray or whatever that actually gave you the it's I wish I knew it right off the top of my head. I can't think of what it is, but it gave you the uh DVD, the Blu-ray cut, okay, and then it gave you the VHS cut, which I thought was how great. I just thought it was a great concept that you actually. So you put it in and you get like that really raw looking, like you would have watched it on a VHS, and I'm like, wow, this really brings me back. And I find myself putting on the VHS cut sometimes over the Blu-ray cut only because I want that feeling of, yeah, this might need some tracking or there's some popping going on. Listen, not everything has to be perfect, okay? And usually with the 4K, I always hear on YouTube more complaints than people being happy with the 4K. They're like, oh, well, okay, we got the 4K. I don't really like the case. I got the 4K. It's a little bit too dark. It's a little bit too blue. It's a little bit too purple. You know, to me, it takes too long to load. I put mine in my 4K player. It takes a while to load. Sometimes it will play only a certain amount of time, and then it will freeze. I have problems with my 4K player. It's also an older 4K player. I have contacted Sony. Sony has told me to go buy another 4K player. They said mine is too old and can't be upgraded. Okay, so I want to go spend another what, $600-700 on a new 4K player? No, I don't. Okay, I'd rather go buy $600-700 worth of physical media and put it in my Blu-ray player and enjoy it. Okay, I don't want to spend ton of money on another 4K player just so I can collect more expensive 4Ks, just so I can say I wish I could just watch it on Blu-ray. No, I'll invest in another $30-40 Blu-ray player, and I'll just add it to my Blu-ray collection. I got like 6 or 7 of them right now for backups, just in case, because they do play CDs. And you know what? That's another thing. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people, when I show my CD collection, they're like, "Oh, you're still collecting CDs? How do you even play them?" I play them in my in my 4K and my Blu-ray player. I play them in my Blu-ray player because the room that I watch my stuff in has surround sound, and you put the CDs in the Blu-ray player and they play in your Blu-ray player. Some people don't know that. I don't. I was shocked that you did not know that you could actually play Blu-rays in a 4K player. You could also play it. You could play in a 4K player, a Blu-ray player, a DVD player. CDs play, and if you have a cool surround sound system, ain't nothing wrong with playing a CD in that. So yeah, if you're a physical, I still collect CDs because I want to own something. Okay, if somebody decides that let's say "F the Police" by NWA is so over the, oh we can't play that no more. We don't want anybody to even know that ever existed or whatever. You can't take my childhood away from me. Okay, I own it. It's mine. It belongs to me. Matter of fact, I was watching a movie the other day. I think it was like The Long Walk. Me and my wife went to the drive-in to go watch The Long Walk along with what was the first movie? I can't remember what the first movie was. It was A Long Walk and something else that I can't remember. Strangers 2 or whatever. Strangers Chapter 2. And in The Long Walk, there's a scene where they go into the father's house, and I guess what I took from it, this was weird because this is what I took from it. The father I'm going to give you a little spoiler there, but the father gets killed because he's letting his child listen to music or letting him read books or letting him whatever. And I'm like, yeah, this could be a thing one day. Like one day, like somebody might say, listen, you are not allowed to own movies anymore. You're not allowed to read these books anymore. You're not allowed to have. Listen, we are in charge of your life, and you have no freedom anymore. And so we're coming in your house, and we will literally take you outside and do you in if if you don't abide by our rules. That's crazy. It's crazy. And I was watching. I was like, wow. That's a good point though, because that's something that could possibly happen. So buy your physical media, own your physical media. These streaming channels, I'll tell you right now, you go on, things come, they go, they're not perfect. They kind of suck in a way. And I'll tell you right now, as far as Disney goes, I'm putting Disney on blast right now. They're ruining everything for me. Okay, they're ruining my entire childhood. I tell you right now, I can't even watch Star Wars anymore. I don't even. I was as a child, I was such a Star Wars fanatic. Okay, the original three Star Wars would have been 3, 4, and 5, right? Is that what? No, 4, 5, and 6. 4, 5. Sorry, 4, 5, and 6. The original ones. Okay, Star Wars, Empire, Return of the Jedi. I was, as a child, those were my movies. I was such a fan. But because they're oversaturating like everything with Star Wars, I mean, there's a story about everything and anything, and it seems like they're not even putting a lot of time into it. So I mean, some of them they do really good, but some of them I'm like, wow. I mean, you really, you really ruining my childhood here. Okay, you did the prequels to explain the 4, 5, and 6. Okay, and then you did 7 through whatever to finish it off. I think you should have just stopped. Okay, we don't need the history of Obi-Wan and the history of Han Solo and the history of what. Listen, we were content with 4, 5, and 6. We were happy with that. We were even happy when they CGI'd some extra stuff. I prefer they didn't. I prefer there's still people. I have the DVDs right actually right behind me over here. I have the DVDs that have the original theatrical versions on it. That's what I go to. I go to those DVDs to watch what I remember as a child. I don't go to the other ones with the extra band with the extra this and the extra that and the extra CGI this and CGI that. I know it's CGI. Okay, you did not do that great a job. Okay, I know this is a fake something. At least back in the day, they used to have artists that used to make costumes and paint these people's faces and build something and make it. They're ruining everything. Okay, I understand. Listen, technology is a great thing, but it could also not be a great thing. It could be something that ruins classics like E.T., like Star Wars, like Star Trek. They add these extra stuff in there. They think they're doing better, but they're not. They're really ruining things. That's why it's so good to have options. And when you own something, you have the option. What I have done last night, if I was watching this movie and I didn't own it, and I really, really wanted to watch it, and I could not get it to play on my streaming service, I would have been out of luck. Okay, I would have been totally out of luck, and it's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling. And I'll tell you right now, last night I was because we do own Disney Plus, and I'm sitting there, I'm contemplating. I told my wife, I said the only reason why we got Disney Plus still going on in this house is for my granddaughter. My granddaughter comes in here, she watches Disney Plus, and every once in a while there's a Taylor Swift concert. Okay, and I like me some Taylor Swift. Okay, I'm a Taylor Swift fan. That's the way it is. But besides that, what are we paying like $12 a month for, or whatever the hell we're paying for Disney Plus? So it could freeze up on me and I can't watch it anyway. The only place I can watch it is in the living room because that's where it doesn't freeze up. But I don't go in the living room that much, and I'm paying like $12. It adds up. Okay, yeah, you do the math on that. $12 a month. 12 months of the year. After a while, after you get the thing for like. Are you really getting your money's worth out of it? Just so my daughter can come over and watch something that I literally have on physical media already. Like if she wants to watch Tangled, I got Tangled. If she wants to watch Snow White or Sleeping Beauty or whatever, I own it. Okay, where even Disney, what they're doing now is they're taking scenes out and they're putting different scenes in, and it's becoming a big mess. I mean, listen. Comment below if you agree or disagree. What's going on with you? Have you noticed this about Disney if you have Disney Plus? Have you noticed that they are totally changing our childhood? They're changing our nostalgia. They're changing our memories. And they got their hands in everything. Like we're literally, as physical media collectors, begging for physical media that they will not produce. Why? Because they need to make their money off of their streaming platform. You stop buying physical media, you buy that one copy, you're not going to be paying them $12 a month. You're going to stop. You're going to be like, oh, listen, I got my copy of Can't Buy Me Love that is now owned by, that was Touchstone or whatever, and is now owned by Disney, and they gave us our physical copy. They're never going to give it to us. What they're going to do is they're going to stop putting it on the streaming platform, and then we're going to have that same terrible experience. And they own us. You know, they got us. They got us like underneath their thumb. They're like, listen, we're squirming here. We're squirming to try to figure out what to do next. And there was the other day too. There was another one. 10 Things I Hate About You. I wanted to see that. Once again, I go on the channel. It says coming soon. I'm like, coming soon? It's been out for years. Why can't they just put it up? No, but they want to give you like you better keep the channel for another couple more months because coming soon is going to be something you really want to see. I want to see it right now. I walked right over to the shelf. I grabbed 10 Things I Hate About You. I put it in my player and I watched it right now. I'm like, screw you and screw your waiting 2 weeks or 3 weeks for the thing to be released on your stupid channel. Buy some physical media. Pick your classics as a child. Pick at least own the ones that you love. Something that because you never know when it might disappear. Okay, if your favorite movie was Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, go buy yourself a copy of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I don't care what format, just buy the damn thing so you own it. So in case it disappears, you have it. Can you imagine what it feel like? I mean, I want you to stop. I'm going to end this thing right after this. I just want you to think about this. This is a thinker. Pick the one movie that you love more than anything else in the world. The one movie that you know that on this planet you could not live without. Everybody's got one. Pick that one movie. Then imagine that disappearing. And you can never hand that down to your children. You can never hand that down to your grandchildren. You can never see it again yourself. You can never have that experience. All you'll have is a memory of what it was. Can you imagine that? Can you even like wrap your whole head and grasp the concept of that? That's what these streaming channels could possibly do. If you don't own a copy of something that you love and cherish, they could take it away from you at any time. And all you have is a memory. You'll be telling the grandkids, you'll be sitting in a chair like, I remember when I was watching this movie called The Burbs, and it was about this neighborhood, and they thought that they killed the neighbor, and your kids are going to look at you, your grandkids are going to be like, what the heck are you talking about? And I'll be like, oh, let me show. Oh, it's not on a streaming channel, and I don't have a physical copy. And with that said, my friends, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you. Please hit the like button, subscribe button, and the bell for notification, all that stuff. And I will see you later.
You should have saved me some.